Hi, friends. Welcome to Think, Always Be Rational. Today, I've come up to you guys with an important topic, um, which I don't say interesting because it's very important. Um, why one should suicide for a lollipop, right? Um, yeah, so this looks pretty hilarious probably when you read it first time. Um, but I think I'll explain why I've named it like that. And uh, Whenever I hear a news of a suicide or come across any such incident, I feel really bad and always makes me um, I would have spoken to that person a day before, probably, right? I used to always feel that, right? So that went on motivated me to do this video when I saw the Sushant Singh Rajput has been took a decision to suicide, right? So that actually turned to me make this video. Um, so um, why people take such a strange decision of suicide, right? The primarily I see there are probably I'm not a psychologist here, but I was just trying to um, understand couple of these scenarios and see, right? And When I understood that, I see that some of the reasons, right? One is probably on failures, right? When you are failing, when you failed, basically not failing, right? That is like, when you lost your in exam, or you have wanted to do achieve something you have not achieved, and you failed, and then you don't have an ability to take that failure, and then you try go ahead and suicide, right? Then sometimes the fear of failure, you don't even know whether you'll be succeed or failure, but you have an assumption that you will fail, and you are going to fail. I think I'll trade Sushant Singh's here probably, and then you make a suicide, right? Then you take that decision. I don't want to call it a suicide again and again. And then again, there is a other thing is like, when you do a mistake, probably knowingly, unknowingly, you have done it with an emotion. Then yeah, so then you don't want to you want to run away from that mistake, and then you take such decisions. And some scenarios, you have the helplessness. I think you feel that you don't have any way to get out of your problem, and you don't have any helping hand, and that is another positive possible hmm, aspect. And then there is an impulsive ones, which are primarily like, you are been psychologically have a problem, or you are take a decision on the an aggressive conversations, or the you have an alcohol addiction, or the any other drug addiction, and to do in that, you take some decisions, right? So those are all, fall under a different category altogether. Okay, so I'm more concerned about the people who are having a psychology. No, I mean, not people. I'm not very much concerned about is who have psychological problem, or who takes drugs. I don't say that they should suicide, but I think the more or less the people who are on the ground, majority of the failures, or the majority of the cases we hear from the other problems, basically, right? And I'll come back to why I named this as a, why somebody suicides for a lollipop, right? So why I've named it, right? See, when not recently, but some days ago, I saw a child who was crying a lot, who came out of his house and came into the street, right? And I asked that guy, like, what happened. Then he said that, he said that I did not get my lollipop. Okay, then I said that, what are you doing? I'm angry at my parents. I'm coming out. I go. He didn't say the suicide, but I'm not liking it. I just go out. And I want to get out of this house. So the for when I, like, I laughed at that guy, right? I mean, yeah, no, that, come on, guy. I mean, this is not the thing, and I just went and dropped him. But I've seen him, that kid being crying for more time, that I realized that that was so important for him, right? Um, so what I want to trying to say here is the now kid not getting a lollipop is a big problem for a kid, right? It is like probably he's not achieving his goal. Okay, he's failed in getting it, right? And if really it's an hypothetical, but I think if you think that really kid says that I want to suicide, I'm not getting a lollipop. I mean, they can go into certain extent also, if really I've seen it's not about a kid, but we have seen the kids, like, who failed in exam, probably, like, have suicided, right? Have done suicide. So see, this I see this is a more as like, a kid not getting his lollipop, right? See, if you look at, right, I mean, like, for a 10 years guy, if I'm going to tell this story, he will laugh at that kid and say that, what, I mean, like, somebody, do I need to really suicide for a lollipop? Somebody need to. And if kid suicides on a, like, exam failure, if I'm going and tell it probably 25 years old person, then he will laugh at him, like, boss, I mean, that's not a big thing at all, right? So the problems which will come to you will have its own intensity, considering at your age, and where, what is the situation you are in, right? So I mean, the way you look at the kids or this lollipop as an example, you should look at the problem in the same way. When I say that if you are not able to achieve that, or, like, that should be okay, right? How you try to convince a kid, I think you have to convince yourself. Okay, that tells that, I think first thing is about, like, you should believe in yourself, right? Because the problems come in your life, and that you have to get rid of them, right? And that is first thing, you should believe in yourself. You should treat that problems as a lollipops. And and you always think, we always think, it's not you or me, but I mean, it's a person, whoever is in that state, right, always thinks that he is going through the biggest problem in the world, right? I think nobody else is facing that problem, and who are around him are, like, don't have any problems, right? But that's not true, right? And everybody, we know, everyone has their own problems, their own intensity. They have its own intensity, but everybody should treat them as a lollipop, and try to uh, overcome those problems. Yeah, it's difficult. I think you get into a lot of negative energy which will get in built in, but I think it's all about, like, how you get rid of that negative energy, right? And so for that one, I think it's more important that you be close to the from family and open up and talk, right? I mean, like, you have to tell your problem to someone. That, I think, it's a good, bad, mistake, whatever it is, I think that's the one thing which everyone has to do when they are in the down. I think they have to find a shoulder to rest, talk to them. Either it could be an elder who is a friend, a mentor, or your parents, whoever it is, right? Whom you think that who can have a solution for that one, or who can help you find a solution. Everybody may not have a solution, but I mean, they can help you at least to fight the problem, right? I think you have to find that shoulder always, and then, like, talk to them, tell your problem, and that way, you will have defining your problem properly, and then understand your problem properly first of all, right? And they may not solve your problem, but at least, you yourself, when you explain, then you understand the problem yourself better, right? And other thing is, so you always go back and look at your life yourself, right? In your whole journey, it could be whatever the years of you spent. um, think about what are the problems you have faced and how you could have overcome them, right? So that will help you to solve the problem, or to approach towards that problem, right? You might have faced, everybody faced a problem, right, at every stage of the life, and you would have come out of that till that point, and that is should be your the way to look back and see how you have fought those battles, and how you have come up, and that should be the nature you should inculcate and go forward. Okay. And yeah, I think these are tough situations, and it's not that easy. So if you are a normal person, or if you're not gone too down, I think you can always do what it interests, keep your things aside for some time, and spend time with your family, and read inspiring stories, or and understand the other people problems, that will let you know what kind of a nature of the problem you are facing, right? I've seen given many people examples, who has come out of their tough situations. I mean, I mean, I don't want to detail them here, but I think I just wanted to communicate majority of the people who does that, they know all these things, but I think it's about uh, applying them, or taking a step back and think, rather taking such decisions in their life, right? And if it is really getting worst and you are not able to come out, I think it's better you consult a doctor. That's not harm in consulting a doctor. It should not think that you are you got a disease, but there are doctors out there treating such situations, right? So it's all about a situation, it's not about a doctor or a psychologist, basically, right, to consult and overcome these problems. Okay. And guys, always think about your family before any such decisions. I think I do beg pardon, people should not take any such decisions, right? Sushant took a decision, I felt really bad about. I think he has a bright career. Yeah, I think there were a lot of forces around him who were not allowing him to come out, but I think in the same film industry we have so many examples where people have fought and came out with flying colors, right? I think we should have given that time, and ability to fight those situations will make people definitely a successful, right? So the um, see, I think what all I want to say is, guys, I think these are all lollipops which will come in your way, and one should not suicide for those lollipops, basically. Okay. And and another way, I mean, other reason, right? People really put unrealistic goals for themselves. I think you need to understand what are your potentials as well. I'm not saying that you should not aim high, but you should aim at your potential, and improve your potential, and then aim high, right? That's knowing yourself is very important, and parents have a bigger role here to, especially for the youngsters who are taking such decisions. I think we have to as a parent myself, have to tell kids that they have to take both success and failures in the same way, and so that they uh, when they grow, when they encounter problems, they are tough enough to fight with them and overcome them, right? And I don't want to say any proverbs, right, but you know that every failure is a stepping stone for a success, right? So it need not treat them as a failure, and I want everybody to be successful. I don't want any person to um, uh, leave their lives for such a stupid lollipops. Okay. Hope you get something out of this video. I always like feel low talking this particular topic, but I think it will definitely help you guys. That's what my belief, and hope if you like this video, share it with your friends um, and relatives, and um, always be happy. Okay, and good luck. Okay, that's all. Thanks everyone. Take care. Goodbye.